Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Kartika Nair and you're watching Synchro Shakti. Today I wanted to share with you some of these powerful stories for four major reasons. The first one is I did this program and there's one last batch coming up called Vibe Shift. And I every time I would read these stories, and this is a short, monthly course where people join in Monday through Friday, do these energy shifting exercises, processes, and experience magical things in their lives. Now, whenever I would read of every third success story, I'd have this intense feeling that, oh, I want to make a video on this. I want to talk about this. I want to break this down and share to people. What are these people actually doing that's creating these results? So I had four reasons why I wanted to do this video. The first one was that feeling that I want to make a video on this. That feeling never went away. So I'm acting on my inspiration. The second reason I wanted to do this video is to actually show you what is possible within a short period of time in your experience, because a lot of people are creating gap, a big gap between where they are now and where they want to be in their life experience, because they think it's going to take a lot of time, or they think that they're so far away from it. I want to bridge that gap by telling you that life can change in a day, and this is what I want to show you today and prove to you today, just to break your beliefs. And so that opens up new beliefs that you can now attract better things in your life much faster. Of course, I'm not about overnight techniques at all, but I'm showing you how fast things can actually shift in your day-to-day life experience. So we're going to look into that. The third thing I wanted to do is I actually wanted to break down each success story and show you what are the principles that they're following, what is the energy that they're tapping into, how to tap into that energy. So so now, okay, you might say, hey, I know that this stuff works. I know that I can do this. So what do I actually do? So I want to show you what actually people did so that you can start imbibing it as well. This is the third reason. And the fourth reason is because, like I mentioned, we only have one last batch ever of Vibe Shift. It's starting on 1st of August, ending on the last end of August. We're only doing 30 more days of this program. And so because we are only doing 30 more days of this program, and everyone's telling me to continue and not close it, but I'm traveling soon. So because I'm traveling, I cannot be on desk every day showing up for these live classes. I wanted to hold that space for those who are interested in at least we, since we only one last batch, coming for that batch and experiencing some inner shifts and some energy shifts. Y'all can have a sense of what it's like to be part of Vibe Shift and come and register for it. Okay, so having said that, let's get started with our first story. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Okay. All right. Okay. So I took about 15 of those stories and put it, and we have lots of them, probably 100 something, I don't know how many. But I've linked in the description a Google document or Google Drive, which has all the stories in there of all the magic that has happened to people. But these are just 15 of the ones that I was constantly feeling like, oh, I should put this in a video. So that I'm just acting on my inspiration today. So let's look at Divya. So Divya says that on 9th of April, she attended a Tambola game contest in her office, and initially she didn't get those numbers in her ticket. But she maintained this relaxed physical state, relaxed body state, and this confidence and this faith that she's going to win something. She's going to make it happen. She's going to enjoy that experience of winning. She said that then, before they were announcing the numbers, I was telling the numbers in my ticket. Basically, she's focusing, intending the numbers in her ticket that was already on her ticket. She was like focused on those numbers. Like this is the number, this is the number. And they told the same numbers, and I got the house full. House full meaning all of those sides. House full in my Tambola ticket, and I won a goodie. Now, I personally have done this a lot with Tambola. I've done this with different type of games. The reflection here. I don't know how many of you have heard of this thing called the random number generator experiment. Long ago, they did this experiment where there would be this random number generator that would just generate random numbers, and when people were intending for certain numbers again and again, those numbers would start appearing more. Now, this experiment in shows that there is a correlation between what we are focused on continually, intending continually, and what even a random number generator is able to match up to what we are strongly intending. If you found that cool, just type cool in the chat. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is Leroy's. So Leroy says, I was curious to try something. So this was not attachment or desperation. This was curiosity, fun, playfulness. I was being 100% present. I was in this aura of awareness of the moment without judging anything. I visited a nearby casino with the idea of having a nice dinner, meeting up with friends who work there, and somehow I was drawn to this particular slot machine. This was all in the feeling of playfulness, not attachment, desperation, just fun, having fun with your daily creative process. Any negative thought that arose, I viewed it as a passing cloud passing me by. I was the sky and the cloud was just passing me by. The little bit of money I fed into the machine, so he fed a little bit of money, hit bonuses 7 times. 7 times it hit bonuses, cashing out at $1,605. The internal conversation was, oh, they're going to take taxes out of this. Just another cloud passing, just another negative thought just passing by. He didn't think into it, he just let the thought pass by, stayed in that open, playful energy. Because when you're in the present moment, it's like a whole new reality can reflect. But when you're always about the past or the fear of the future, you're creating based on what you are assuming life is going to be like. But when you're in the moment, you're open to the unknown, creating beautiful experiences for you. So he said, when I went to the cashier station and gave them my driver's license, they gave it back saying this wasn't needed and handed me the full amount in cash. So did not need to pay taxes on that. What a wonderful surprise. So do you see there's so much magic that can be created based on the spaces you're holding within yourself. If you found that amazing, just type amazing in the chat. Let's go to the next one. Bhavitra says, after 3 days of vibe shift class, I'm feeling a huge difference in my life. One of my painting videos went viral and reached 1 million views, 10,000 comments, and thousands of likes and shares. This is unbelievable. Also, a news page shared about it. And later on, just for context, Bhavitra's this particular painting won some world record. She also ended up getting like the some minister came and like gave her an award. All that happened from like just this one viral video. So a lot of magic happened. And that's 3 days in. Does that not break your belief that shifts, major changes, your life can change overnight if you are in that openness to receive that magic? If you're open to receive that magic, just type open to receive in the chat. Okay, let's take another one. Gurpreet. She says, it's been a month since I joined Vibe Shift. I've been showing up for the practices regularly. Regularly is the key. Someone had messaged me few days ago saying, hey, last year I practiced your program for a little bit, but then I didn't see results. Because if you go to the gym and you do exercise for 3 days and then you stop, and then you come back 2 months later and you do this and stop, whatever muscle you build will go back, right? Consistency is what creates the momentum to start finally seeing those results. So consistency. And she says, regularly, honestly, I didn't expect much because it's a 2000 something rupee program. So I would, if I paid for I paid 2000 rupees for a program which people charge you for 1 hour, 2 hours. But this is every day, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, every single day of the month. It's a lot of stuff, right? She's like, I didn't expect much, but small daily shifts really added up. And then came to the biggest shift of all. I created 1 lakh rupees in a single day. It still feels surreal, but it happened when I was most aligned, grounded, clear from within, and that's the power of energy work. Do you see? She put in 2000 something rupees into this program, received 1 lakh in a single day. Why? Because energy, when you're open, when you're just, I had a story here last year, when we were doing Healy Fest webinar. One person, Rajiv, bought the course, Healy Fest course, and before the course started, just because when he bought it, he suddenly opened up to that new possibilities of his life, suddenly opened up to that feeling of, hey, life is about to get better now. Before the course began, so many of the magical stuff started happening. He started getting money, promotion, this, that, before the course even started, just because you were open to that feeling that life is about to take a U-turn right now. That feeling brings in a lot of magic as well. If you found that cool, just type awesome in the chat. Okay, let's take another one. Sushmita, I really like this one as well. So Sushmita, she finally gathered the courage to ask her manager for a raise. And they said to her clearly, business is under pressure. We won't be able to do it this cycle. In fact, being part of performance management myself, I knew the reality that the maximum hikes across the company was capped at 4%. So I left that conversation feeling a bit disappointed, but realistic. Okay, this is what is the maximum. But something in me shifted after that. I started working on my vibration. So the world can be the same, but if you change your vibration, the world itself changes. I worked on my vibration, my energy, my mindset, my openness to receive, and I didn't chase or push. I focused on staying in alignment, doing my work with clarity, and trusting that what was mine will find me. So she wasn't like, these guys have to give me the money, it has to come from here. She was just, it will find me. This absolute abundance is going to find me. Weeks later, when my salary letter arrived, I was shocked. I had received an 8% hike, the highest my company could give in this market, something I genuinely wasn't expecting. This wasn't just about a number, it was about the change in me. It reminded me that sometimes the shift isn't in the policy of the company, it's the shift in your frequency. Do you find that awesome? If you found that awesome, just type awesome. But you're getting to understand the vibration that these people are in, that openness that they're in, that's opening things up. Don't open and close. Stay open. Deal with your fears, but keep yourself, do the work in order to stay open to receiving the best from life. Because that's your expectancy that I receive the best from life, the best from life will receive you. Okay, let's look at Shabana. Shabana says I lent money to my friend 1.5 years back and was not and he was not giving it back. In Vibe Shift session, I just blessed everyone who owes me money, hearing somebody's success story. So I had shared some success story of where someone had given money and not received it. And we have so many stories in our academy. We have so many ways in our academy where people can retrieve stuck money. But this, we were doing the energy work in class, and she said, today, all of a sudden, that friend messaged me and sent me half the amount, and he promised to send me the rest tomorrow. I haven't asked him even. So she said, I haven't asked him, but on his own he showed up just when her energy shifted and started sending love to everybody who had borrowed money from her. If you send curses to everybody and judgment to everybody who's borrowed money from you because they're not returning, look at where your vibe is versus the state where you can receive that money back. Two completely different states. Are you learning something? If you're learning something, just type learning in the chat. Okay, good. Let's take another one. Jaya. Okay, so she said for self appreciation exercise this week, I wrote many points I could appreciate about and love about my teenage daughter. She is home from college for the summer, and at times I couldn't help but give her my unsolicited mom advice about healthy eating, exercising, meditation, law of attraction, and naturally she met me with a thanks but no thanks, response from a dear teenager. But as I did the appreciation exercise and all day carried thoughts and feelings of love and acceptance towards my daughter, my sweet daughter is choosing on her own healthy food choices, seeking conversations with me about law of attraction, faith, and karma. I'm enjoying this precious mother-daughter time and bonding. Isn't that cool? So she just changes her emotion towards her daughter, and her daughter meets her back vibrationally, doing more things that pleased her, not from a manipulation, just that it was bringing the best of her daughter out as she was tapping into the best of her daughter by appreciating her and loving her. Isn't that awesome? Is that teaching you something? If that's teaching you something, just type I'm learning in the chat. Okay, let's take another one. This is my favorite. This is the one that I read. The first thought that came to me is I have to make a video on this one. This was that one. Okay, so let's look at Tina's. She says, I live in an area surrounded by buildings. She's in Dubai. There's a small park near our home with 5 trees. I often go there, sit on the bench beneath the shade of those trees, and silently used to wish for more greenery around my home. I longed for more trees, more nature, but then I remembered Kartika's teachings, and something shifted in me. Instead of focusing on lack, that I don't have enough nature, not enough trees, I chose to focus on what was, and I began to appreciate these 5 beautiful trees. So she started appreciating what she had. 5 beautiful trees, truly appreciating them. I felt deep gratitude for the cool shade they gave me on hot sunny days, or for those beautiful green leaves dancing in the wind. I would sit quietly watching the leaves sway and feel such peace. I also started scripting that I was living in a home surrounded by nature. Months passed. There was some digging going on in front of our building, but I didn't pay much attention to it. And then one day as I went for a walk, I saw it. The municipality had landscaped a stretch of area in front of our building, planting a row of plants and tree slap saplings right in front of my building. In that moment, I remembered what I had scripted. I was so overjoyed to see those newly planted tree saplings where they were once barren land. The pure joy of seeing those beautiful plants was while going on a walk was wonderful to witness the power of appreciation. So instead of going into the lack, she just appreciated what she had, and that magnetized more of that to come back to her through the municipality because universe works through people. Isn't that cool? If that's cool, just type cool in the chat. That's really powerful, isn't it? But this is the crux of that teaching. Don't focus on lack, focus on the abundance of what is, because that's going to bring so much more. That big, I can't go into teaching so much in this video, but you get my point here. Okay, I love that one. Let's take another one. So this one, Akanksha, she says, uh, so how do we know that our vibe shifting or vibe shift is happened? So she says, it's been 2 months since I joined Vibe Shift sessions, but last 2 weeks I couldn't really attend the sessions as I was traveling. But I tried to do the appreciation exercise, gratitude practices, mindfulness wherever I was. On my way back home at the airport, now this is a very goosebumpy story. I really loved it. My luggage came out to be overweight. I had 3 bags and wanted to check in my cabin luggage too, if possible. I had packed keeping in mind that the baggage allowance was 25 kgs per head, but it turned out to be 15 kgs. So you can imagine she was 10 kgs overweight. But I came to know that the extra weight, the person assisting told me that I'll have to pay for every kg 4,000 rupees. For every kg, you can imagine how many more kgs she had. I just smiled at him and I said, okay. In my mind, I said, everything is fine. I'm taken care of. And I remained absolutely calm. Do you get my point when I'm talking about creation? Creation is an energetic thing. So instead of panicking, she just stayed calm. There was another person at the counter resolving issues. I went to her and told her the issue. She took some time till she came to me, but I waited there patiently, not impatient, not in fear, patiently, keeping the energy at that calm baseline state. Before I could say anything more, I wanted to say, I'm okay to pay, but can my cabin luggage be checked in? But she told me sweetly, ma'am, don't worry, I'll help you out. You needn't pay anything. I'll even check in your luggage. Universe works through people. I was really pleasantly surprised and grateful. Thanked the universe immediately and blessed her for her help. Is that amazing? When you go to the airport next, the amount of airport miracles we have experienced in our academy, or you may have already experienced, you know that so much of our life experiences can be so much smoother in life just by the reflection of our energy. Are you learning something? If you're learning, just step learning. Okay, let's take the next one. Shabana says I joined Vibe Shift in May, attended all sessions in recorded form because she couldn't come live for the whole month. I was aligning to the goal of weight loss. I was trying for it for months and did diet control, everything, exercise, yoga, but there was no result. During the first session of May, while doing goals for the month, my first goal was to reach 59 kgs by the last day of May. I was aligning to my goal and eating healthy. So notice I was aligning to my goal, not noticing the lack of it every day, getting irritated every day. She was just staying in alignment with the goal and eating healthy. I imagined myself toned and healthy and did woohoo dance that woohoo dance that she has actually achieved her goal. She says now I'm at 57 kgs and I can't express my happiness because it's only the magic of aligning to my goals through vibe shift sessions. Alignment versus constantly noticing the lack. Alignment versus how long it's been. I'm not able to. Alignment. Stay in alignment. Don't lose that openness to the magic you're creating. Okay, if you thought that was awesome, just type awesome. Let's go to the next one. Revati shares, I want to share something super exciting. Since I started Vibe Shift sessions, I noticed amazing changes in my life. For the longest time, I was this quiet, reserved person who shied away from attending or socializing because of the fear that I'll be judged. But recently, it's like I found my spark again. It's like that bubbly, energetic young girl who loved to laugh and make others laugh is back. Now I find myself receiving compliments almost every day, whether it's about my work or my appearance. People love chatting with me, and honestly, it feels so good to have that positive energy back in my life. Just yesterday, a colleague told me, you bring so much joy to the team. Not a single day goes by without laughter when you're around. That that's a reflection of your personal energy because people are reflections of our self concept. This is so beautiful. She broke an addiction to struggling for years. A lot of magical stuff, right? But I really love this one because it showed that firstly, life can come back even if you've been in the darkest depths for a long time. But secondly, people are a reflection and it feels so wonderful to have experiences where there's so much harmony in your relationships, especially at work, right? If you thought that was amazing, just type amazing in the chat. Okay, there's one more from Tina, which I really like. Tina, she sends a lot of success stories, so I just wanted to pick two of hers here. So here again, there's a beautiful teaching here. She said, like clockwork at 4:30 a.m., the garbage collection truck would roll into our neighboring buildings with a loud metal cranking sound that shattered the silence of dawn. Night after night, I'd be jolted awake, my sleep disturbed, and frustration and sleep exhaustion started slowly building inside of me. I remember thinking to myself, maybe I should complain. Maybe there are rules about collection timings. I finally began to look into it as I searched on Google. I came across I came across success stories is my default thought because of so many around me. Here she says, I came across stories from areas where garbage trucks hadn't shown up for days, where people were struggling with piles of uncollected waste, dealing with the stench, the helplessness. I shuddered at the thought of what if garbage was not collected from our areas daily. And just like that, in that moment, something really shifted in me. My annoyance was replaced by deep appreciation towards the garbage collection companies and all the people working for them. I began to see the trucks and the people behind them in a new light. The workers who wake up while the world sleeps. I felt deep appreciation and gratitude for them. I sent out appreciation thoughts to the drivers, the collectors, the companies behind them, and all of them. And today, I saw one of those trucks on the road again and I realized something strange. I hadn't been waking up at 4:30 a.m. due to the sound at all lately. Trucks had never stopped coming by. Only my perspective changed, and I'm not sure if the timings have changed or not, but the perspective changed, and she'll never woken up again at 4:30 in the morning and had that negative experience. She's like, it made me realize how powerful appreciation truly is, not just in changing how we see others, but in transforming our own inner world by dropping our resistance. What is the lesson here? What you resist persists. What you fight continues to fight you back. But when you can change the way you see it and you see the blessing in it, you see the good in it, you will not suffer it. And when you don't suffer it, it begins to stop creating suffering in your life. Is that powerful teaching? If you find this video so far has been very powerful, just type powerful video in the chat. Here, Namita just says, Vibe shift is awesome. Please do not stop it. All right. So she says, please do not stop it. But unfortunately, I have to stop it. We have only one batch coming up in August, starting 1st of August, ending on the end last of August. Come for just the shift in energy, come for the shift in perspective. You may end up experiencing wonderful things as well. Probably you would, but just come because you're doing something new with your month. You're doing something new with your every day, just tapping in 20 minutes to something that's going to make you feel good and make you think differently, make you choose differently. So I'll give you more information soon. Okay, let's take I think there are two more. This is Kyra. He says, I've been learning the healing and law of attraction techniques from Synchro Shakti for a few years now. I'm learning music and singing as it's my dream to be a singer. For a couple of months, my vocal coach was trying to teach me some techniques of Western classical music, but I was living in a small town and I had no access to any choir or Western classical shows. I couldn't really improvise, but suddenly, in a few months, my life started changing. I was advised to move to Dubai for a job. Although that job has nothing to do with music, I surrendered as suggested by Kartika. I went as the flow of life took me. So, a couple of months later, I had a job in Dubai and I was singing in one of the most experienced choirs in Dubai who are performing the classics in their concerts. And suddenly, a few classes ago, my vocal coach admired me, saying that I have shown significant improvement due to being in the choir. I'm still learning and growing as an artist, and I know that one day I'll be an amazing singer. Wow, small town, no access to choirs, suddenly surrendering to the flow of life, and now in the best, one of the top most experiences choirs in Dubai. Did you think that's awesome? Do you think life can change in that trajectory? If you don't, that's why your life is stuck. When you say yes, it can change, changes begin to start coming a lot faster. Okay, and I think, is that it, or do we have one more? I think that was it. That was it, guys. So with that, let me just end for today. Tell me in the comment section, was today's video, I keep saying session because I'm used to being on Zoom teaching a class, but was today's video of value for you? Did you learn something? Did you get some tips, some ideas, a way of being, a way of life? Did that inspire you? And if you want to know more about Vibe Shift, these are daily Monday through Friday sessions. We have only one batch left, which is the August batch. This is a very low ticket. Anyone, students, kids, anybody can afford it. This is not about money. This is about whether you. By the way, replays are available. So if you can't attend a few sessions, you have the replays. You saw many of them. Attend only on replays because they cannot make it for the session timing. Just for context, session timing is 7 to 7:20 p.m. We have a meditation in every session. We have a energy shifting process. We also have woohoo dance. We have channeled message of the day where I tune in, I tap into certain ideas that come to my mind and I share it. And that tends to be exactly what someone needed to create their shift at that time. I don't know how it works. I'm not a channel or something. We all have that ability to tap into guidance. So I did that and I would share that, and that's a big hit in our vibe shift. So if you're looking to come for that and have some shift in your energy, come just with that idea that perhaps by the end of this month, I'll feel slightly different. Don't even have to say, oh, maybe I'll attract some amazing things. Maybe you would. Probably you would, but at least come for the bare minimum of, hey, I'd love to shift my energy and just feel good for 20 minutes every day. And that itself will create its own shifts in your mind and your energy and your life experiences. You can find the information below. I love you. Thanks so much for joining me on another video. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon on YouTube and on other platforms. I love you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon.